And founder and editor of Women in Leadership publication and organizer of the annual Women's March, Dr. Shola Mos-Shogbamimu joins us now in our London studio. Good to have you here in the studio, Shola. So happy Women's Day, first of all.
Happy Women's Day.
And what's the meaning of this day for you?
I think it's definitely a day where we celebrate women for who they are, for what they've achieved, how much further we have to go. But it's also a day of reckoning of what else needs to be done, the next steps, because if all of us are not free from the oppression, then none of us are free. So it is a day for us to be able to gather collectively to also harness the power that we can use in addressing the issues that are still outstanding.
As you said, it's a day to recognize. So where are we when it comes to women's rights today?
Well, honestly, we still have a whole lot more work to do. We have many women who are still experiencing domestic violence, sexual harassment. We need to get the ILO convention ratified in this country. We need countries all around the world to have legislation in place that will protect and prevent women from experiencing domestic violence. We need to deal with the gender pay gap. We can't have this continuous inequality. Economic oppression against women needs to be ended. There's so much, the list goes on. I mean, but it doesn't mean we should lose heart or be disheartened. If anything, I think with what we've achieved thus far and the strength of the campaigners and activists that are out there should tell us that it is still possible for us to achieve the change we want to see.
So which movements and campaigns have stood out since the last International Women's Day to today and raised awareness?
I think definitely the Me Too movement. I think that has particularly done is to give a voice to the voiceless. And what it's also done is to raise awareness and also hold institutions accountable, because what you see now are institutions trying to align with public perception of what needs to be done. It has created a platform for more conversation, and definitely the women's marches all around the world where women get together, the global power of women addressing different local, national and international issues. Those have really stood out for me.
And are women still underrepresented or unheard around the world, or is there a change, do you think, an improvement?
Women are still underrepresented and still unheard all around the world. The change, I would say, is that we have reached a stage where issues that pertain to women's rights are now on a global platform. We've kind of changed the paradigm. There's been a paradigm shift because people have to listen. Women are tired of being quiet. But yes, there's still so much more to do. There are women who are experiencing inequality and oppression, and we have to end that totally. So yes, we keep pushing that. I mean, in this country, you look at issues around upskirting. We just got the bill on that. You look at FGM. That's also being worked on. You look at the fight of the pensioners, the female pensioners, the WASPI. You look at the fight that Care International is putting forward to ensure that the ILO convention is ratified. There's incredible work still being done, and as long as we keep working together and individually harnessing our own power and influence, we can definitely bring that change.
So I would like to end the interview on a hopeful note. An inspiration to you, a female role model, or someone who inspires you, can be an inspiration to all girls out there.
I have to say my father was my inspiration growing up. He was my first, I would say, male feminist. He believed in me. He taught me to be whoever it is I wanted to be. So I would say to young girls out there, it's definitely important for us to have boys and men included in this conversation, because they can be our partners.
Well, happy Women's Day again. Thank you very much for joining us here in the studio, Dr. Shola Mos-Shogbamimu.
Thank you.